everyone. This is It Gets to a Point podcast, and this is your girl, Valerie Marie, and this is episode 10, Energetic Boundaries. I hope that you all are having a very amazing week. I have not recorded in a couple of weeks because I have been going through a reset. And I have been detoxing from a lot of things and having boundaries and really just loving the becoming of a better version of myself, right? When it comes to life, no one has the answers. We don't always get it right the first, the second, the third, or fourth time. But pivoting is letting go. And sometimes letting go can be very uncomfortable when it's dealing with finances, when it's dealing with family, friends, that sometimes letting go can be very uncomfortable. But it can be highly necessary when that something is not serving you or making you feel comfortable, or it's a lot of push and pull, meaning dealing with the energetic boundaries and balancing your energetic boundaries, because everything is energy. These rings, this microphone, everything, my plant. Everything is boundaries and energetic boundaries. Everything is energy. But you have to have boundaries with certain things, people, and places. And you have to understand and understand and know when to walk away, when to stay, when to rest, when to come, when to go. At 41 years old, I've learned so much over the last couple years about myself, about what I want, my dislikes, the things I want to work on. Just so much. Just so much. And I realize as a Libra, right, I don't want people within my life that I'm doing all of the depositing. I don't want jobs or careers that consume my soul. And it's not a safe space, which careers are supposed to be much safer than jobs. This is why they tell us to go get our degrees, go get our certifications. And we assume that we will be able to thrive. But that's clearly not the case for thousands and hundreds of black women of color, some black men, and other diverse groups of people. It's just not given. Thus, these jobs are saying they're hiring. It's just not given. I don't know what's going on. I did a bit of an investigation, and from what I was told by a great mentor of mine that is in business, it's almost like this is being planned this way to suffer individuals like myself. But we will continue to press on, because where there's a will, there will always be a way. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. My bills are paid. The career that I long for, because I do so much, there's no way. There's no way, with the type of faith that I have, that my God and goddesses have left me out of a spot that is intentional for me, because it's a big difference when you get to be a grown adult. You don't want to just be doing all this heavy work, this heavy lifting, going back to school, ensuring you're doing everything hut one, hut two that you was told to do to separate you from others. But when you have companies that just give people jobs because they like Sally from around the way, or Bob, or Becca, or whoever, it just makes it complicated for those like myself that actually went to school, or actually have the resume, and actually have the jobs, and did the jobs, and still get looked over, because it just seems almost like a threat. And there's just one to two things, especially when it comes to me, with my demeanor, how I carry myself, and how I conduct business as a woman as a whole in real time. You're either going to be intimidated or inspired, because I'm just not the type of woman that sugarcoats anything. I'm still working on my tone and approach. I'm working on a lot of things, because guess what? Valerie is not perfect. But at the same time, when it comes to doing my job, no matter where I've worked, I've always made sure I followed policy, regardless if I left the job or the job left me. 98% I left the job, because when it comes to my mental health, I don't feel comfortable given years and years and I'm becoming stagnant, or there's no room for growth. And it's constantly a battlefield that I'm learning as I am skating through life and positioning myself in new rooms with new doors, with better quality people, with more inspiration, that your boss should be almost, if not close, your mentor. Your boss should be able to give you constructive criticism, but it is constructive criticism. It is not criticism, because in today's time, unfortunately, a lot of people in leadership will confuse regular criticism with constructive criticism. It's a major difference. That when you get a boss that is a mentor to you, that want to see you grow and thrive, it's never a problem. But when you get bosses that are toxic, selfish, and only want you stuck at that one table to benefit them so they can get off of work early, so they can do what they want to do, it is very uncomfortable for that next man or woman that has a lot of talents, that has a lot to give, that is in their prime, when you're in a place, I call it a portal, that makes you stuck. It could cause you functional mental illness. Because guess what? You need the job, so you're going to continue to go. Thus, you're falling apart in the inside. Thus, you're mentally tired. There's thousands of people who have to have functional mental illness, whether it's depression, schizophrenic, bipolar personalities, up and down mood swings, because you have to pay your bills, and thus you are applying yourself. I know many people, regardless of the color of their skin, applying themselves for jobs that they 1,000% can do. But I don't know what's the Krabby Patty recipe as to why these highly educated or these people with a great chef's kiss resume not getting calls back. I don't know what HR recruiters are doing around the world. It just seems weird. But I say to the HR recruiters, if you know you're not hiring, then why put these jobs out? If you know in-house you already have someone you want to pick, or you want to choose Becca, your friend, and you just have to do your due diligence. Because I've worked in corporate America, I know how it goes, and I've been working off and on since 14. I'm 41 years old. I know how the game goes, and I know how I have seen in the past. One of my ex-bosses interview a girl, knew he wasn't going to hire the girl. Okay, he knew he wasn't going to hire her 1,000%. He already had someone in-house that he was going to hire, but because he has to do his due diligence and have to come off as if he's not showing favoritism, people inside of the company already knew who was going to get the position. But those that applied outside of the company still had to be interviewed. Thus, he already knew he was not going to hire them. He already had someone in mind. So I say to the high-end managers, please, let's not play that psychological game. Stop wasting people's time and gas. It's way too much going on. If you know you don't plan on recruiting that person, it does not take a million years to send an email. We have AI now, hon. I use it all the time in my emails to let that candidate know, we thank you for your services, but we're going to go to the next candidate. Don't let a person wait around, because for me, and again, I don't know if it's just a Libra in me, out of every no, I feel like a yes will come. Because as you get older, you get wiser, you kind of know what you want. When you've been in the work field for a while and you've experienced and endured a lot of different things, you kind of have an idea after you've been through some things on the job, whether good or bad. You know what you want, and you know what is for you, and you know what is not for you. So you have to do what is best for you. When it comes to your family, sometimes you're going to have to do what you need to do until you're able to do what you want to do. And I get it. When you come from making a certain amount of money and you have to dumb down the amount of money that you used to make, it can be very uncomfortable. But when you have children, when you have bills, you have to put food on the table. And I'm not saying take table scraps of what this world is giving you. I'm just saying be wise about it and know you have people dependent on you. And it may be very uncomfortable, but you got to have faith to know that there is a brighter side of things, even if it looks like your judgment is cloudy. Have faith, meditate, pray, be positive about whatever circumstance is going on. Because I can guarantee you, out of my experience in life, and I am a real storyteller, eventually I will write a book. But I've been through a lot of things, good and bad. But because I've been through so much more bad than good since a child, I have reached a level of strength that even if I wanted to fall weak, I couldn't, because I've always had to be strong with having a sick mother that has been mentally ill her whole entire life and physically ill. And my grandparents, when they all were living, on my dad's side and my mother's side, her mother and father, my father's mother and father, having to step in because my dad was just outside doing what he do, and my mother was not well. But the great thing that I love about my mother, thus she was not in good health, she still tried. She still tried to keep it in the road. She still did the best that she could to raise me, even if it took a village. So that is my heart. She is, her and my grandmother's, the strength that keeps me going. Because when she could have given up, when she could have given out, even having functional mental health, which back then in the 90s, we didn't know nothing about that. She still did the best that she could. And to this day, I say, Ma, don't worry about it. You did the best that you could to raise me. Even if your mental health was not up to par, you did what you had to do as a mother. And I'm forever thankful, because guess what? She could have had excuses like my father. She could have given up like my father. But my mother stepped in and carried the load, and also had assistance from her sisters and her brother and her parents. And thus my grandfather has passed on, and I have only one living grandparent now. I'm so thankful for the tribe that I had when I needed it the most. See, a lot of times we complain about what we're dealing with and going through in life, but we forget to look back and thank the tribe of people, whether they went on with the Lord or they're still here, who was there to help mold and shape you. You understand what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for those tribe of individuals, that aunt that picked you up after practice or school when your mama had to work, or your dad, or whoever was your primary caretaker, we forget when we become adults to thank those individuals that stepped in to lighten the load so that your mother or father could, as a pair or individuals, ensure your well-being to the best of their ability. And I want to say this, depending on the season and the time and the generation, it was very strict. And sometimes you may have not understood your mother or your father's anger or their mood. But just think about it as an adult, with all we're dealing with in the now and everything that's going on in 2026. I always try to give my grandmother her flowers. I always try to show up for my aunts that was there for me. I always try to let my mother know and communicate with her. Because when you're dealing with someone that suffers from mental illness, depending on the personality, there is just a certain way that I have to talk calmly to get through to her. And I let her know, Mom, I'm not feeling too good. I'm dealing with something, but it's a certain tone and it's a certain approach that I bring forth to her. And it makes me feel good that I worked in that field, and it actually helped me see a brighter side of things when it came to mental health and how to deal with mental health. That was ended up being, out of all the jobs that I have worked at, and I tell you no lie, from working in corporate America with banking and financing and collections, and working in cell phones and marketing and warehousing, you name it, I done did it. Retail, beauty, retail, grocery. Mental health, actually working in a level 4 PTRF, shout out to New Hope Carolinas, it just really opened my eyes. It opened my eyes to really just love mental health. It helped educate me. It gave me the knowledge. It gave me the patience. And I met a lot of great people at that job. You would assume I would have met a lot of great people in corporate banking. Absolutely not. I met a lot of great people to this day that is dear to my heart, and mental health, meaning staff, and just making a difference. Like, I realized people jobs are for me. Working in banking when it was more customer service, but now since AI has gotten involved and it's certain banking is turning into at least the one I was working for, turning into more marketing and more sales force, type of sales. It's just like, for me, I prefer to do jobs that's customer savvy based, just helping somebody, people jobs. It doesn't matter if it's mental health, it doesn't matter if it's customer service, it doesn't matter if it's HR, something to make a difference in a good way. Because what I realized, the damage that has been done today in customer service, in HR, that a lot of people have gotten comfortable in these titles, and they pick and choose how they want to show up for the people. When people's mental health is declining and they're dealing with something and they're trying to get the help that they need, it is very disrespectful to me, a woman that went to school, got my business administrations, and trying to find my way in my path with using all of what I've done within my resume, work ethically, as well as my education, to turn around and have people be so sloppy about their jobs. Because a person that gets a job that goes with their personality, you thrive in it. It's hard to thrive in places that keep you stagnant and you want more. You can get depressed like that when you're working jobs and you're not happy. When you're dealing with certain personalities that want to make your day long. It is very hostile. So reading Energetic Boundaries helped me. It helped me understand, what does Valerie want when it comes to work? What does Valerie want when it comes to her relationships, business-wise and personally? And what I realized is that as a Libra, I don't want everyone contacting me when they need something. I don't want to be anyone's counselor in today's time, even in retail. There is therapist packages, the EAP line, like, I don't want to overly consume myself, right? Because 9 times out of 10, I'm the girl that's working the 8 to 5, the 9 to 6. And when I get home, I want to decompress and I want to find my joy. After spending all those hours and energy dealing with people, I want to be able to take some time for myself, just to decompress, just to really check in with me. Because what I've realized after talking to different diverse groups of people, no matter title, no matter age, there's a lot of burnout that has happened within life. There's a lot of people that may have been doing that something for 20 plus years and had to be forced to try a new thing because that one thing they always love is changing, and it may not be evolving to where it fits and benefit their personality to thrive in it anymore. That sometimes you got to turn the course. Sometimes when you've been doing something so long, if it's becoming uncomfortable and you're no longer passionate about it, sometimes you may have to switch gears. Because I know a lot of people that had to do that and they feel more revived and fresh. Because guess what? Sometimes when things change in business, it does not always feel good. And even in personal, like sometimes you may really want to have that friendship with someone. You may really want to have that relationship with someone. But if it's causing you so much pain and there is no reconcile, there is no communication unless you're the one always initiating it. People are so selfish and they don't know when to stop. Whether it is the boss that only wants you to stay stagnant, no matter what you apply for, you're stuck. Because they are not a mentor. They are a toxic boss to be so selfish to know you have the ability to do more than what you're doing, but because they want you to be there because you're really good at what you do. So as long as you're there, things are going to go right. So they want you to stay in that spot so that they can go on and do what they want to do, leave early and all of the things. Because they getting paid a salary. So as long as you're in your seat and the other people are in their seat and they're able to leave and come and go as they're pleased, a day is good for them because they don't have to work as hard. Real leaders will never hold back potential. Real leaders will spot potentials in others, and real leaders do not micromanage. Real leaders will let you make your mistakes, and then they will give you your constructive criticism, and they will guide you. They won't make excuses. A lot of people that have leadership titles in 2026 should not be able to rob a great leader out of their seat, because a lot of people have either grown toxic. They may have used to been a great leader, but they have allowed life to burn them out, and they just don't care. They just don't care how they treat people. They don't care what they got to do. They will do anything for power, and that's a very dangerous game that I don't want any parts over. So you have to understand your boundaries, that when something is not working for you, using your career as an example, let it go. Pray about it. Discuss it with yourself, your partner, whoever. Understand when something is for you, there is no question that it's not going to work out. Thus, things may seem very dark. Thus, life may seem very lonely at times. Even when it's a bunch of people in the room, you have to lift yourself up, because there is absolutely no one coming to save me or coming to save you. And you have to find that joy. Even if you don't feel joyful, you have to find joy within yourself. I don't care if it's going outside to get fresh air, if it's taking a walk with the dog, if it's just rubbing your cat and watching TV. Your animals can be your joy. Working out can be your joy. Creating a podcast could be your joy. Reading, writing, laughing, whatever that thing is. Even getting a combo and sitting in the car and just enjoying that combo by yourself, ordering nobody nothing, just for you, or getting ice cream. Finding joy has no limits, and it's up to you to find your joy. And it's just so sad that a lot of people is in fight or flight mode right now, consumed with work, consumed with family. It's just back to back rigmarole. And I just hope and pray that we can get past all this transgressions that try to transgress against us, and we can just see the brighter side of things. There is nothing perfect. Nothing perfect. Like, I'm starting off with my podcast. I only have 10 episodes. And eventually, when I'm able to, financially, I will get better equipment. I enjoy the beginning and the middle and the going and the becoming of things. So I don't mind my podcast not being perfect, because guess what? It is beauty in the struggle and ugliness and success. Word to J. Cole. Shout out to you. That nothing needs to be perfect. I mean, I get certain people that can show up, that have connections in studios and have all of that. I don't have those connections. So I have to do the best that I can with what I got right now. And I'm happy, because I know that regardless of who this podcast touch, hopefully it touches more people, get more views. I know eventually somebody will need this. And I feel just like any other person, doing the best that I can with what I got. A delay is not a denial, which is like, I think, episode 1 and 2. We're at 10 now, which is energetic boundaries. But you have to find your joy. And my joy is communication. My joy is understanding. My joy is making life make sense to the best of my ability. And even if it's no prologics into it, I want to try to take the brighter side of things. That one thing about me, I don't mind picking myself back up. That I will give myself 24 to 48 hours to crash out. Everybody has done it. Whether you think the strongest individual, everyone has had a crash out. Some less or more. But I don't want to consume myself, because guess what? Crashing out too much will mess up the hair and the skin, and we can't have that. So therefore, I want to be able to balance, knowing that it is okay not to be okay. And it is okay to feel how I'm feeling in the moment, whether I am feeling resentful, whether I'm feeling angry, whether I'm feeling passionate, whether I'm feeling not loved, whether I'm not feeling content. I want to feel because I'm human. And I feel like with so much that is going on in today's time, we forgot to be in touch with our human side because we're work, push, 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 go, 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 this and that, this and that. No one's taking time to breathe without using surface level materialistic things to heal us. Even a person that you may know that may have connections that could assist you, people will show you in your own town, in your own city, how they don't care. And for me, I don't want anybody thinking they gave me anything. So I'm okay. Whatever doors that is gatekept, whatever doors that is not unlocked for me, because what is for me, it won't come with any bounds or leaps or hurdles. And if it does, it's going to run its course. That's me, you, or whoever. Even if you give that one thing, that one person, that one business, your all, if it's not a part of your plan permanently and it's not serving you and it's declining your mental health and it's consuming your energy, all things have to go away so better things can come together. So I'm a true believer in having 1,000% faith to know that a better tomorrow will come regardless of if it's a better tomorrow or not. That you have to pick yourself up and find your joy in the most creative way, even if it looks like it's not going to happen. Your thoughts matter. What you speak about yourself matter. What you feel about yourself. And it's to the point to where I say I love you water. Like when I eat my food and I drink my drink, I speak kind to my food and drink because that's going in my body. And I'm really big on energy, and I've read up a lot on energetic boundaries, and I do a lot of inner, outer, spiritual, physical, and mental work. I'm not saying that I'm a guru of anything. I'm just doing the best that I can with what I have to be a better person. Not a perfect individual, but to be a better version of myself by going back to my childhood and healing my whimsy and going to my teenage years and healing that young mother and all of the versions of Valerie. I'm doing the work for me, and I'm confident that even when things go completely wrong, it's not charged to the heart or taken personal because I still have faith in a better tomorrow. And what you speak about yourself and how you feel about yourself and what you take in. If you're having a bad day, don't sit on it. Let it go and move on. Focus on what can you do within the day to find your joy, to find your peace. Even if it's doing your hair, taking a shower, taking a walk. It's so many simple ways for the free that we all as a collective can find our joy. If we just take time to realize that you don't have to work yourself to the bone gristle. You don't have to always feel like you need to be validated, or if you're feeling unappreciated, have the conversations. Stop running away from the things that is supposed to be in your life to assist you in those areas that you feel broken. Energetic boundaries and reading the book by Sidney Dale helped me balance some of the things in my life that I felt was causing me pain. Whether it's letting go of a friendship that thus I may have liked the person, their ways got in the way of a friendship. And I'm not one of those type of people, the new era me. I just can't give no more than I get. I can't be the only one always debiting from myself. And you got a cell phone. You have a tablet. You have ways to communicate, but you want to put all of that on me, knowing I'm a mother just like you, knowing I have life situations going on like you. I don't want selfish friends in my life. I don't want selfish businesses in my life. I don't want selfish corporations in my life. I don't want people that I'm supposed to love, that I have selflessly showed up for, show me how selfish they can be when I need them in a time of need. I just don't want that for me. And I absolutely 1,000% don't want that for you. So this episode is a healing episode because it teaches you how to balance everything that's going on, but at the same time, still finding your joy amongst all the rain, the showers, that there's always a better tomorrow. There's always a new day to come. There's always someone willing and able, even if you have to network, there's a way to pivot. out of all the madness. Because when you've done all that you could do, when you've said all that you can say, and when you've given all that you can give, all you can do is hold your head up and let them. Keep going and focus on what can you do to strategize, to be strategic, to build a better foundation when the old foundation is no more. Times change, people change, life change, and we change. We're not the same as we was when we was in our 20s, in our teens. It gets to a point where you have to grow up and grow out of things and understand, what are you passionate about? Go back to your journaling, go back to your reading, find your joy by finding your true passion. And whatever it is that you're passionate about, that's going to be your breadwinner in the future. That's going to be that one thing, that niche that is going to take you up high. So find your niche and find what brings you joy. I'm not saying there is a perfect establishment. I'm not saying there is a perfect woman or man or life. I'm just saying find your joy to the best of your ability and take the good with the bad, with the ugly, and know that rain comes and goes. But you must keep your mind clear. Give yourself the time to feel what you're feeling, because it's okay to not be okay, but don't stay there. So that is my advancement. That is my quest. That is my drive. That is my giving, to continue to pour, using my voice, using my communication into those within the It Gets to a Point podcast, that regardless of the season that I am in, regardless of how I am feeling, I'm never going to project. I'm going to show up. And I'm going to show up joyful. I'm going to show up positive. I'm going to show up giving you energy that you didn't know that you needed. So that is what my podcast is about. That thus it took a while for episode 10. When I'm not feeling well, I'm the type of person, I'm the type of energy, I don't like halfway doing anything. So if I can't show up for me, I definitely can't show up for you. So therefore, I have to make sure it's the right time, it's the right season, and it's the right moment for me to pivot, to press record, to do this episode. So I'll say, don't be so hard up on your favorite bloggers or influencers or individuals that is deep in the world of podcasting, because sometimes it can get hard. People go through grievance, people go through job loss, people go through relationship stuff. It be so much going on as a collective that you just have to understand that patience is a virtue. So let's continue to heal the world one day at a time and do the best that we can. Because guess what? If you stay consistent with something, eventually you're going to get the reach that you want. But you have to speak life into the things that you do eat, see, and feel. So continue to be the best version of yourself, even when it's painful, even when it's uncomfortable. Do the best that you can with what you have, and what is intentional and intended to be for you will come to you in due time. Have your boundaries. Read up on energetic boundaries, which ways will individually work for you. Establish what it is about your spirit, what it is about your energy that keeps bringing forth those energies that just want to use or drain you, so you can detach yourself from all of that. Because in 2026, I think everybody's just fed up and had about enough and just want to save space, just want to have some peace. If it was all up to us, a portion of us will be climbing mountains that's outdoorsy, girls and guys, and another portion of us will be living by the beach if we could. Let's be for real. So find your joy and stick to that. And focus on the things that you can change, and the things that you cannot, let it go. Move on. In the great words of the Frozen character, let it go, let it go. I don't care what the people say. The storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Be comfortable in your cold periods. Be comfortable in your hot periods. Be comfortable in your gray periods. Keep going. Don't beat yourself up over what you don't have and what you do have, because everyone has a story. Everybody's been through some things, and everyone is doing the best that they can with what they have individually as a collective. And some of us is up here, some of us is right here, some of us is right here, and some of us have to just go back to the drawing board and start over again, and that is fine. That is fine. When you have to start over, it teaches you a lesson. Don't take it personal. Maybe God was saving you from something. That is fine if you had to start over. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's a financial blick, but guess what? You're going to eventually come into what you're supposed to be becoming. And you will remember that moment when you did have to start over and pray about the situation and meditate on the situation and manifest greater and apply yourself. Don't just manifest, because that's not enough. Apply yourself to what it is you want to put out in the universe to be a career for you that can assist you in insurance security, mentally, physically, and financially, because you need to be able to thrive. And it's up to you on how you're going to go about it. Come up with a plan, and it does not have to be perfect. Something as simple as getting a notebook and a pack of pens that's less than $3 and change at the $1.25, because we know they ain't $1 anymore, could save your life and help you become. I'm not saying it's going to work out today or within a month, but if you stay consistent on your goals and what your true intention is and what it is you want to give in service to the world, 1,000% it's going to work out. So that's why I don't worry when things go wrong, because I know what I have in me, and I know all that I have given and all that I have done, that when one door shut, another one always open up for me, because I believe in me. And I will not feel insecure and insubordinate because other people couldn't see my light. Personal problem for them. I know who I was, and I know who I am, and I know my confidence and the type of people that help raise me, my village, and the type of people that I be around. So you let them do what they need to do, and you continue to press on. You continue to show yourself love. Find your joy individually. Heal for you. Love for you. Listen to music that pours into you, that is a form of brain soul food. Read books that is brain soul food. Watch things that pour into you, bring you a laugh, bring you some type of passion and desire. And you can feel yourself feeling good again. Take the walks. Take the laugh. Stop feeling like you're a robot. We are human. Loosen up and do the thing you always wanted to do. And you're going to be okay. So I am Valerie Marie Jones. This is It Gets to a Point podcast. And this is episode 10, Energetic Boundaries. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your views. And I'll see you again. Bye.